It's two dudes with attitudes, a wrestling podcast with Ryan Enjoys Wrestling and MW. Oh, and it is our AEW edition. We're going to talk all things Collision, Dynamite, and do a little true or false. Ryan, are you excited to break down AEW this week?
Yeah, I thought it was a solid week of AEW. I thought they had
was.
two really good shows.
Mm-hmm. They're doing better and better every week, man. They're keeping it interesting, building those stories, having great matches. I'm excited about it, Ryan. If you're excited, let's do it. Let's get it started. Let's go.
Two dudes with attitudes, let's go. It's the two dudes and the attitudes, ruthless, aggressively speaking, so let's do this. We're Ryan and Denton, they here to get your attention. The 5-star broadcast shit, start to the ending. Whether it's the E or it's all E. The two dudes with the attitudes that bring the heat. Get the point, yeah, it's on, time to lock in. Listen to the podcast where they get it poppin'.
All right. Like we said, it was a jam-packed episode. They're getting ready just with MJF as the champ and so on and so on. But let's start with Collision because it's Saturday. They didn't do that this time. But we had a return, a back for the first time, right? Like Ludacris said, back for the first time. And that is your boy Andrade. And all I have to say to you, Ryan, is why? Why is he back? This is the dude that when it was hard to get him back, Tony Khan should have said, the signs are saying I don't need you. Ta-ta. He has been back and forth more times than a certain content creator at any type of wrestling convention. This dude is just getting passed around the block. Ryan, were you impressed in the squash match? What say you? He's in the Don Callis family. I got all sorts of feelings with it, but I'll let you go. What say you about Andrade being back, baby?
I think I'm happy for AEW that they got Andrade back, and I'm happy that Andrade is able to work again because of the whole non-compete situation and WWE and the legal stuff and all that crap that they were pulling. So I am happy for that. With that being said, I don't like the way he's being booked. I'm so tired of the Don Callis family. They have too many damn members. I'm so tired of just, it feels like it's, and now they're feuding with each other, but it feels like it's either the Death Riders or the Don Callis family in AEW, and now they're going up against each other. So I don't know. I'm happy that Andrade's back, I guess. I don't think they're going to use him any differently than they did the first time around. They're not going to use him any differently than what WWE did the second time around. But with everything going on, like everyone's saying that, this person should leave AEW and go to WWE, and this person should leave AEW and go to WWE. The grass is greener in WWE. I think Andrade proved that the grass isn't always greener where you go. Mm-hmm. It's where you water that grass and the people that you share that grass with that make the difference. And I think he realized that WWE is not the end all be all, and I think he could do good things in AEW if they give him a chance. So I'm happy for that, but I don't like the way they're doing him.
My thing with Andrade is what does he bring? Like, who is Andrade? Like, he's just wrestler A. You know what I mean? Like, he's the same guy. Like, what makes him put butts in seats? And he has nothing. And that's one big problem with a lot of AEW wrestlers, to be honest with you, where they're good, they're talented, but who are they? And Andrade is that guy, and he was like that in WWE. Who was he? He doesn't. There's nothing that he doesn't bring. What does he bring? He's a luchador, or this or that. Like there's so many other people just like him that are better. Like, what does he bring? And then he obviously has something wrong, because why does he keep bouncing around? It can't. Yeah. Sooner or later, you have a girlfriend, they break up with you. You have a girlfriend, they break up with you. You have a girlfriend, and it's all the same reasons. Sooner or later, it's you, bro. You got to look into your eye, the mirror, and realize it's you. And that's what I feel like about Andrade. I just didn't see. I was waiting for something different, a new thing. It was the same guy walking out the mask, having a quick match, beating him up, lifting him up before he pins him, yada. And you know what's not helping him stand out? By putting him in the Don Callis crew where there's 75 other guys, and most of them are better and bigger stars. So he's just getting forgot. It's a real, if you wanted him to come back and be somebody and maybe try to help him stand out, don't put him in a crew. That's all I got to say. Make him be his own person, and they didn't do that. So I think it's going to be another miss.
And you brought him back that one random episode of Dynamite, and you had him. We all thought, oh, he's going to have a story with Kenny Omega. Like, yeah, he was in the Don Callis family, but we all thought it was because he like attacked Kenny. He took the mask off, revealed to be Andrade, and then he attacked Kenny Omega. And we all thought, oh, okay, Andrade versus Kenny Omega. We can get behind that. They're telling him a story. They're going to push him differently. We're going to get that different version of Andrade. Well, obviously, Andrade had the whole legal situation with WWE happen, and now we get this, and he's right back to where he was the first time around.
Yeah, I agree. Weird stuff, and they're not giving him any help. So when a guy needs help, you're not giving. Just like Austin Theory, he comes back, crowd already isn't behind him. He isn't anything that stands out. I love Austin Theory, so they have him lose, and they put him in a faction where he's not being seen. Doesn't even look like he's going to turn, like he's even working for Seth Rollins, which was the way to go. But nonetheless, something that I did like, the trios title switched hands. It was pretty obvious. They announced that Powerhouse Hobbs was leaving AEW, and then the next day they were putting their trios titles on the line against Hangman and JetSpeed. And I gotta say, if Hangman's not going to be the world champ, give him a title. I said this about, which I'll talk about later, with MJF holding the belt for a certain, because you have so many championships that you can push everybody and give them something important. And Hangman feels kind of important. And you know what? I haven't been the biggest fan of JetSpeed. Mike Bailey for sure is starting to grow on me a little bit. His match with Samoa Joe was fun, and this match he looked good. I'm starting to dig him a little bit, just a little bit, but I'm starting to dig him. But I like it. I think I like the non-faction trio, and that it's like Hangman and Jet. They're like random, but they're together. I dug it, and I'm glad they're the champs, because obviously we didn't see Powerhouse Hobbs on Dynamite, but we saw all the rest of the Opps, so I think he's already finito.
Yeah.
But yeah,
they took his name off the. Yeah, they took his name off the roster. Yeah, his last day was, according to the rumors. I mean, they said the same thing about Jericho, but his last day in AEW was last Wednesday at midnight. And so they taped Collision last week. So this episode of Collision that we saw was pre-taped, and then Powerhouse Hobbs dropped it, and
he took the pin.
Then he became a free agent. So and he'll be in NXT for the ladder match. Guarantee it. He's going to come.
He's
out
not going to the Rumble, bro. He's not going to the Rumble.
No,
he's going to NXT.
No, he's
not a big enough.
He's
name.
going to NXT. Yeah, he's going to be he's going to either come out at the end of that ladder match and challenge and stare down Ricky Saints when he wins, and we're going to get that story.
Yeah,
or he's going to stare down Tony D, and we're going to have that feud. But
he's the guy who called Adam Pearce.
Yeah, he gets Braun Breaker unsuspended.
Unagi.
Yeah, he was talking to Taz and pulled some. Taz knows his uncle. Yeah, something. You'll figure it out.
But what do you think? Do you like Hangman and JetSpeed as your trios championship?
Yeah,
the most important title next to Ricochet's.
Yeah, and I think that if you're not gonna, like you said, if you're not gonna have Hangman Page in the world title picture right now, putting him in the trios division makes sense. And like you said, Mike Bailey's also starting to grow on me a little bit. I think he's underrated. I think he's super funny. I think some of his promo, like he's got that dry humor that you just like, you think when you're watching it, you're like, what did he just say? But then like you think about it like a couple of days later, that was actually pretty funny. Like you start laughing about what he said. So I'm starting to dig him. I'm digging Mike Bailey. I like their in-ring style. If you're not going to have Hangman in the world title picture, give him a championship, let them have a good run, and let's see what they do. It keeps him warm, it keeps him fresh, and it keeps him in the main scene in AEW, and then he can climb up the ranks later.
I love it warm and fresh, but I agree with you. All right, let's get into some Dynamite. You ready? Chick, Dynamite. Boom. Did you do Dynamite with the Saturday song? Dynamite. No, you forgot it. I'm so excited.
Yeah, I forgot.
All right. Well, I was excited because MJF opened up the show for once. They're doing it right. He cuts a promo, sets the stage, talked about how he's done with Bandito and so on, and out comes Brody King to challenge him to a match. MJF basically calls him a scrub who beats a bunch of jobbers, so he calls them what the New England Patriots are. No, he's the New England Patriots of the AEW. And what happens? MJF says, no, thank you. You don't get a shot. Brody King barks at him. It looks like Brody King is next up for MJF. We'll go into more people wanting MJF later, but I liked it. It was a quick promo. MJF cut off Tony Schiavone, bragged a lot, talked about how great he is, and it's a new challenger and a man who looks like he could beat MJF because Brody King standing next to MJF, it's a big deal. Brody has no chance of winning, but you got to get them somewhere, right? Just like they did Kyle Fletcher. Let's get Brody King in here, see how he looks in the match, see if he could be ready soon. I'm all for it. I loved it. I thought it was a hot way to open up the show. Brody King does, once again, though, it was like those situations again where, you know, you put a guy in who isn't good on the mic, and then you put him in the ring with a guy who is too good on the mic, and you see how bad Brody King really is on the mic. He did look lost out there. But nonetheless, I do like where we're going with it. I thought it was fun.
Yeah, and I feel like the world title picture in AEW right now feels very fresh with MJF as champion. It feels unpredictable with MJF as champion because so many people want him, and so many people want an opportunity to fight him. And now you have Brody King, who, and it makes sense. It's not just some random like, I'll answer your number one contender match. I'll wrestle you in an eliminator match and pin you, and then I'll get a title shot in 2 weeks. I'll answer your open challenge. It actually makes sense. You know, he took out Bandito last week. Brody King's avenging his friend, so he's going after MJF, and I think it makes logical sense for Brody King to get a title shot. And MJF did everything right because Brody King is a big man. He looked scared. He looked intimidated, but he also he's going to find a way. He tried to weasel his way out of it. So I like everything they did. I thought it was good.
Yeah, I agree. All right. With that said, we have the new look Death Riders. And by new look, I mean the fact that they're baby faces now because they're feuding against the Don Callis family. I guess Kyle Fletcher and Moxley have beef. But nonetheless, if you're going to have a Death Riders match, you're going to have weapons. They brought out tacks with nails with glass and so on. And of course, John Moxley looked like he got stuck to it again. I was like, please, God, don't be stuck to it again. But nonetheless, I actually thought it was a pretty fun match, but I am confused, right? Do we just not have good guys and bad guys anymore in AEW? Or are the Death Riders good guys? Because they're not getting, Don Callis is a good. I just feel like they didn't get cheered, but they're the good guys, right? I'm very confused. Help me out here. Or are they just, it doesn't matter?
I'm right there with you. I have no idea what they're doing because for a while it was only Moxley getting cheered and everyone else was getting booed. And now nobody's getting cheered. It's just the Don Callis family's getting booed and Death Riders aren't getting any reaction. I don't know what the heck they're doing. And I keep waiting for them to advance this story to something to make me intrigued. You know, when John Moxley won the Continental Classic and was becoming a babyface, I was like, okay, now the Death Riders are going to turn. They're going to turn on him because he was holding them back. And now, but then all of a sudden he became a babyface mid-match, and now he's happy-go-lucky. So that's the opportunity for the Death Riders to strike. And they haven't done that. And now, like, the Death Riders are helping him, and they're like carrying him to the back. He's telling Don Callis on his way out that, hey, tell your boy I'll be waiting for him. Talking about Okada, probably like, but you already beat Okada.
I thought it was Kyle Fletcher. No, I thought he was.
Or maybe it's Kyle. Maybe it was Kyle. I thought it was talking about Okada. Yeah, but either way, he's beaten them both. So like, I don't get that. But yeah, like, are they baby faces? Are they heels? Are the Death Riders going to help him? Are they going to cost him? I don't know. I want to be patient and see where this thing goes, but I feel like I say this every single week. Like, we got to get some sort of movement on this.
And speaking of both of these things, there's too much Don Callis. Because not only do we have this match, I felt like every match. And speaking of, Kenny Omega wrestled Josh Alexander. Josh Alexander, another guy who came over, was a huge thing in TNA, and now he's a flipping nobody. He just gets, why put him in a crew if he's going to get, if everybody else is better around him, don't put him in that crew. Josh Alexander he's trying, he tough guy mugs at the camera, but he's just not him right now in AEW. But he got beat by Kenny Omega, and afterwards, Kenny Omega challenged one MJF, so that's number 2 people that want to wrestle MJF. I like this as well, and I'm kind of hoping Kenny Omega switches up a little bit. I think he still thinks he's Kenny Omega, and he's not. Kind of like when Jordan came back at the Wizards or whatever, and he was like a power forward, had to change his game up a little bit. I think now it's time for Kenny Omega. Like, to change it up. Like Jericho's done it. You can't be that Sam. You're old now, brother. You've been through some things. I kind of want to see him evolve, but I think it's hard for him to do that because in AEW you have to be a certain type of wrestler. I don't want him to do that, but nonetheless, Kenny Omega back in the title hunt, maybe getting a shot against MJF. I like that too, man. Count me in. I'm all for Kenny Omega versus MJF, no matter the age of Omega.
Yeah, no, I think it's great. I think I said it in our New Year's resolutions episode last week that I want AEW to establish rivalries and long, not just like a one and done feud. Oh, we wrestled at Revolution and never wrestled again. We wrestled one time in 2023 and we haven't wrestled again. I want them to have I want this to be a Revolution feud, and then I want this to go into Dynasty, and then I want this to go to All In. I want this to be a long, drawn out feud because I think it's what AEW needs. These are AEW's probably the biggest stars in AEW's history, and two of the best wrestlers that AEW has, and two of the best world champions that AEW's ever had. So let them feud for a long time, and I think it could bring eyes to the product, and I think it could get people interested in it. And I think this is exactly what the doctor ordered for AEW. And again, I think you're right. I thought we were getting a different Kenny Omega, and that's why they were putting him in the trios division there with the Young Bucks. And it seems like they've kind of scrapped that a little bit because I think he's going for the world title, which is good. I think it's a good thing.
Yeah, I fully agree. I really like it, and I do think it's a good thing, to be honest with you. I don't see what would be, anyone's issue with it. And I like that there's two people. You got Brody King, who's a new up-and-comer, in a sense, for the title matches, up-and-comer-wise. And then you have the old vet, Kenny Omega. And now we have Swerve Strickland, a champion who didn't have it that much long ago, who also wants some MJF time. And MJF was watching the match, and he beat Kevin Knight. Speaking of JetSpeed, the other half of JetSpeed. And I like this match. I like that it main evented. And I feel like AEW does this too much where they put, a vet against a young guy and blah, 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 and then he loses or whatever else. And they're like, why are they wrestling? They're not in the same stratosphere. But this was good because Swerve hyped him up before the match. They had a phenomenal flipping match. He had to struggle to beat him, showed Kevin Knight had that heart. And maybe Mike Bailey's not the only great one in JetSpeed. Maybe Kevin Knight and JetSpeed's got something going on, but he had a great showing. And after the match, MJF was staring Swerve down. So now we got Brody, we got Kenny, we got Swerve, and don't forget, we still got Hangman floating around on there too. So he's got a lot of opportunities. But I thought this was a fun main event, good way to close the show. It was a really good match, in my opinion. Good night of Dynamite.
Yeah, I thought this match was fun. There was no complaints about this match. And I think Swerve and Kevin Knight complement each other pretty well. I think they have good in-ring chemistry. The match was fun. And the AEW title right now, the world title, feels the way it should be. It feels like the most important title. MJF was right. He said it's the most coveted title in all of combat sports. I think that's a little bit of a stretch, but he did say it's the most coveted title, and it is the most coveted title right now in AEW, and that's how it should feel. It should feel like the most important belt that the company has. And Kenny Omega wants it, Swerve Strickland wants it, Hangman Page wants it, Brody King wants it, MJF has it, Bandito's going to want a rematch. There's all kinds of people in the title picture right now, and I think it's kind of like when Cody dropped the title to Drew. It opened a lot of doors on SmackDown for Jacob Fatu, for Randy Orton, for Carmelo Hayes, Trick Williams, all these people to challenge Drew McIntyre for the championship, and just kind of added some new fresh rivalries. I think the same thing is going to happen with MJF as world champion, and I think it's just what the doctor ordered for AEW.
I agree. Well said. Well said. And there you go. Good week in AEW. That's our weekend review. Thank you so much for listening to it. Don't forget to subscribe, comment, let us know if you agree, disagree, or who you think MJF should wrestle out of those four contenders. And with that said, we are getting into our segment. Do we have a song, Ryan? I forget.
No song, but I do have sound effects.
We don't. We just got the things. Yeah, we got the sound. But this is true or false. Well, Ryan and myself are going to give each other two different ideas, and we got to say if we agree if it's true or false, meaning it will or won't happen, or we agree or disagree. As always, Ryan, the king, he gets to go first. What do you got for me, Ryan? What kind of false do you want me to hit you up with, son? False.
All right. We'll open up with this. The talk of the wrestling world right now is Chris Jericho. So,
I think you're going to say Weezy being TNA.
Yeah. No. She was on Celebrity. That's Celebrity. Wheezy.
Oh,
information.
Sorry. Sorry.
But true or false, Chris Jericho will shock the world and return to AEW instead of going back to WWE, like what's being rumored.
So he's spending his entire Twitter and Instagram account posting old videos of him in the WWE only to come back to AEW. Dude, there's nothing more Chris Jericho than that. But I'm going to say false. I would love it, but I'm going to say false. False. I don't think that's happened. I think he's already on a one-way ticket there, whether or not they're pulling him off the thing. He's just posting too much, talking about it. His interviews, he's kind of down, like they always do, like MJF in his interview this week, where we're not like WWE, where there's a bunch of old people in the spotlight. We have people like Samoa Joe in our main event. But you know what I mean? But it's just
about Samoa Joe too. He wants MJF.
Oh, he does. Yeah, I forgot. Yeah. But you know what I mean? So I don't see it happening, but it would be fun. But I'm going to go false. I would love that.
Yeah, I'm going to say false as well. But I do think it's a little strange that, for all of AEW's faults, they are very meticulous and particular about their roster. And he's still on the AEW roster, despite what everybody's saying. Mariah May, when she was done with AEW, took her off the roster. She was in NXT that week. Powerhouse Hobbs taken off the roster. He's going to show up in WWE in just a matter of when. Ricky Starks, Miro, Andrade taken off the roster. Well, now Andrade's back, but all taken off the roster. Aleister Black taken off the roster, showed up in WWE. Now Chris Jericho is like, oh, he's a free agent on December 31st. He's a free agent. He's going to wrestle. He's going to be on the first Raw of 2026 on January 5th. And he's still technically on the AEW roster. So that is a little strange to me, but I still think he's coming back at the Rumble. So
false.
Would he get a pop from AEW? Or would they already be against him? Are they already done with him? Would he get a pop?
I think he would get the holy shit pop. I think he would get we thought you were gone, you spurned the WWE and you tricked us. Way to go. And I think eventually they would turn on him again. But I think he would get that pop for turning the WWE away.
Yeah. I think he would be big, and then nobody would give a shit about him like they did at the end of his run. All right. You ready?
Yes, sir.
Powerhouse Hobbs is on his way to WWE, believe it or not. But my question is, true or false? He will make an impact in the WWE.
Oh, it's true. It's damn true.
Wow.
I think he will. I mean, depends on what you mean by WWE. I think he will in NXT. I think he has the opportunity to fill the void that Obafemi left behind. I think he has the opportunity to kind of be the face of that brand. Him and Ricky Saints, they have a history together. They can kind of be. They're young. They're up and coming. I think they have what it takes to be successful and carry NXT into the future with Ethan Page, the all AEW guys carrying NXT. I think so. Yes, in that regard, I think he could make a significant impact. If he comes at the Rumble, or he debuts in the Royal Rumble, or he comes to the main roster right away, then no, I don't think. I think it'll be I think he'll get lost in the shuffle, with Obafemi being called up, with Trick Williams up there, with Carmelo Hayes doing his thing, Sami Zayn, Drew McIntyre, Cody Rhodes, Jacob Fatu, the names, Randy Orton, the names go on and on and on. So I think in that regard, he'll get lost in the shuffle, but I think he could make an impact in NXT for sure.
I'm going to say false, and I love Powerhouse Hobbs. I just don't think people are going to care.
False.
Unless they completely give him the Obafemi treatment, where they can build him into this huge superior star and this vibe and this strong guy. Why are AEW fans not upset about him leaving? Because they didn't like the way he was treated. So he was never built up. So all these people are talking about he's going to appear at the Rumble. No chance. If he appears at the Rumble, he's going to get crickets. No one knows who. He wasn't built in AEW. I don't even think MJF would get a gigantic pop unless it was that. I think people don't understand AEW.
It's in Saudi too. That's the other thing.
They're not going to know who he is. What? People confuse. You can think AEW is better than WWE all you want, but for recognizable and and like the people seeing your product, they're not even on the same wavelength. And so, yeah, in NXT, I can see him doing something too. Yeah. But in WWE, I don't know. And I want him to. I really, really, really want him to. I just don't see Triple H and company booking him the right way. Like, where's Oba right now?
He needs a mouthpiece. Yeah. If they're going to bring him, he needs to have somebody cut promos for him and just be that wrecking machine. But
the Vision. I'll take that.
Yeah, he could be the voice on the other end of the phone call with Adam Pearce.
I just got Paul Heyman talking for him is what I.
Yeah, no, I'd love that. Yeah. I think
that'd be dope. Yeah,
he could be the muscle.
All right,
which they already have.
There you go.
I don't know.
Yeah, they're all muscle, but it is what it is. Yeah, even Logan Paul is ripped. All right, last one. What do you got for me?
All right, let's do another hypothetical.
Okay.
So on every interview we ever see with Cody Rhodes, he says that this contract that he just signed with the WWE is going to be his last. So, true or false? True or false? Cody Rhodes will return to AEW one day before he retires and win the AEW World Championship.
Does he get inducted to the Hall of Fame of WWE before this? Because that's the only way. See, then that makes my decision tougher, because then he has to come back again to go to that's why people are like, you're stupid. Mox will never go back. Yes, he will. He wants to go to the Hall of Fame, so he will go back. Every Christian will go back. Edge will go back. I'm gonna say true. He will go back.
Oh, it's true. It's damn true.
I don't think this is his last contract. I don't. And if it is, then it's for 15 years. I don't see him leaving anytime soon. People are acting like Cody's like some super old man. I mean, I could see him going back because it makes sense. He's a founder. He kind of created this company, to be honest with you. I think more so than Kenny and the Young Bucks, right? I think he was more integral in this moment to getting it. Tony Khan had nothing to do with it other than a wallet. So I think, I think he should, and I think it's deservingly, just like I think Mox should go back. You know what I mean? Just because that's where he started. But yeah, I'm going to say true. I think it'd be interesting to see him go back. And why not? I think the fans would love him.
I think so too. I think
it's true. It's damn true.
He was never champ too. Why not?
Yeah. He booked himself so he couldn't win it. And now he can come back. I don't think he needs to be an EVP or anything. I just think he needs to be a wrestler. No. But bring him back and let him win the title. But also, I do think Cody Rhodes, I think he's a genuinely nice guy, and I think really cares. I think he cares what people think about him. I really do. I think I don't want to say he's sensitive, but I do think he cares what people think, and I think he wants to come back. And if there are any bridges burned with him in AEW, or if there was a falling out with him in AEW, or I think if there's people are going to be upset with him because he left AEW, the company that he founded, to go back to, I think he's going to try to correct that a little bit and go back and be like, see, everything's great. Everything's hunky dory. My CM Punk went back to WWE after they sued him and everything. So anything can happen in the world of wrestling. And, I do think Cody Rhodes does care what people think, and I think this will kind of. I think AEW fans are mad at Cody Rhodes for leaving. This can kind of lessen that blow a little bit.
Yeah. All right. I would actually, and I think that would be the first ever big moment of AEW getting a WWE guy, because that would be the first, they
got Andrade back.
Oh yeah, baby. And I know they had Mox and stuff, but I mean leaving AEW other than Andrade and going back to AEW, that'd be the first real big one. I think it'd be a cool moment, so I'm all for it.
Yeah,
100%.
I don't think it'll ever happen with Punk, but I think it could happen with Cody.
Oh, Punk he feared for Tony Khan's life. Remember, Tony Khan couldn't even handle it. He couldn't even handle it. All right. You ready for my last one? Whew, I'm trying to not sneeze, but let's see here. All right. Let's get into it. MJF. He should 100% have the World Championship into 2027. True or false?
Oh, it's true. It's
right, it is.
I don't think you should just have it for all of 2026. I think you should have it for all of 2027 as well. I think he should. I think he should go on like a Roman Reigns type run with this title. And I think he keeps wrestling, but he also disappears and like does his movies, but he's got the belt with him. I think like that can help put AEW on the map a little bit, kind of what Roman Reigns was doing, what The Rock was doing, what Brock was doing. Like he would leave and take the belt with him and promote it, carry it with him on. John Cena was doing it. Let MJF do it. And you have this we have the flux right now with AEW's TV deal. With them coming to Netflix maybe or something, because Netflix is buying Warner Brothers Discovery, but Paramount's in the mix now to like hostile take over them. So there's state of TVs in a world of flux. So keep the belt on the household name MJF, and that could get people potentially interested, in tuning into AEW, but also tuning into give AEW a TV deal. Like, oh, who's this guy? We can build our show around him. We can. He's marketable. We can definitely sell some tickets and get some merch and build a show around this guy. So, yeah, I think he should go into 2026 with the title, keep it forever, and hang on to it through 2027 as well.
Yeah, that's well said. I agree. And I think AEW is so stuck in their ways that like, oh, you don't need promos. You don't need those type of guys. And there's so many AEW nut huggers who don't even like MJF. I'm like, what's wrong? Like that's
they hated his babyface run. And I thought he was great.
Yeah. You understand that like, you can't just live off of Tony Khan and be like, you have to get rated. People have to want to watch you. You have to fill seats. You have to bet. This is the guy to do it. Why hate on him? Let him thrive and help your company. He's an AEW guy. He always has been. He wants to bleed AEW. He wants to help the company. So let him. I don't ever understand why it's like, oh, he's too WWE. You don't want him. Blah, blah. Give me Ricochet as a champion. That's legit. Like, no, let this guy like shine and be that dude. And I think he should. And I think it will really, really benefit AEW with him being champ for a long time.
I do too. And if AEW fans aren't careful, they're going to run MJF out of AEW. And I think that's going to hurt them.
Yep, I agree. All right, there it goes. We are done with our true and false. And it's now time for our every week segment. Our favorite segment, LVD MVD, where we do our least valuable, most valuable dude or dudette of the week, where, we talk about who was the best booked or the worst booked. Doesn't mean we hate or love them, just spitting out facts, y'all. We're going to start with Ryan. Who is your LVD of the week?
I'm going to surprise you with this one. This might be a two dudes with attitudes first, but I'm going to go with Kevin Knight and Speedball Mike Bailey on Dynamite, because they win this is again, it's the way they're booked. It's the way they're booked, right?
Okay.
Like you win the Trios Championship on Collision.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the AEW way. You have a title, you're going to go up against two guys that don't have titles, and you're going to lose every single time.
True that.
Speedball Mike Bailey lost in a great match against Samoa Joe. Fantastic match. Nothing against the match.
Fun
no problem with it. Fun, but he lost. He's a champion. He shouldn't be losing. And then same thing with Kevin Knight. Now I get Swerve Strickland is in the title picture. Swerve Strickland is on the upper echelon of AEW.
And why have them wrestle, right? Yeah.
Yeah. But so why do you put them in that situation? But also he's still a champion and Swerve's not. So why are you having your champion lose? So I'm gonna go JetSpeed for the way they were booked after winning the Trios Championships.
Yeah, well said. Well said. I hate it, but I like it. Mine, it's gonna be Andrade. I think he had all this stuff going around about him. He's leaving. They're gonna give us a wrestler to compensate for Andrade and yada, doing all this shit and all this. And then what happens? Nothing. He has a squash match against a nobody. It's in the Don Callis family. No one cares. I don't even think anyone remembers. It's on Collision. He's on Collision again this week. Like, he's not even on Dynamite. Why even bring him back? Why are you paying this man and I don't want anybody not to have a job. I'm just saying he can go elsewhere. It's like, it just doesn't make any sense to me to have him on this when he's going to bring absolutely nothing to the product. And I don't think anyone's happy about him being there. AEW hardcore fans don't want Andrade there either. They just don't. Nobody does. So does nothing for me. He's lost in the shuffle. Let's move on.
No, So that's a good pick. I'm over Andrade already, and he's only had 2 appearances. So,
right?
Yeah, I hear you.
All right. Last up, the MVD ended on a high note, baby. A high. And let's go. Who do you got?
So, like I said, 2 dudes with attitudes history. For the first time, I'm going to have the same winner for MVD and LVD, but I'm going with Kevin Knight, Mike Bailey, and Hangman Adam Page.
What?
For winning the Trios Championship on AEW Collision. So I didn't like the way they were booked on Dynamite, and I think, like, again, it's the AEW way of having them. You're a champion, you're going to go out and have a singles match against somebody else, and you're going to lose, and it doesn't really help your title value very much. But that was a fun match against the Opps. They did win a gold, and I like this trio together of Kevin Knight, Mike Bailey, and Hangman Page. You know, I think what they call the Jet Set Speed, or I can't remember what they came up with. What title they came
what their name was? Yeah,
their trios. Yeah, and Mike Bailey came up with something off the wall, and it was just, I mean, it was underrated, funny, like one of those things. But yeah, but I'm gonna go. You know, I had JetSpeed as my LVD. I have JetSpeed as my MVD with Hangman Adam Page because they are the new Trios champions.
Isn't it ironic? I'm going to go a different route, and I'm going with the man that we've been talking about. The man is going to carry AEW to the promised land, get them a streaming somewhere on HBO officially. I'm talking about MJF. The dude has just felt different since he's come back. His promo was awesome. He opened up the show, which he should always do every single week, just like the WWE does. He didn't feel lost with Brody King. He kind of made Brody King feel important. I'm excited for that match. Everybody wants him. He was all over the card. He stared down Swerve Strickland to go, you are the most important person and the best booked if everybody wants a piece of you, champion or not, and they all want him. I loved it. I think MJF is that dude. I think he had the best week in my opinion. So, yeah, I'm going to go MJF as my MVD of the week.
Yeah, I feel like this guy – I was going to pick MJF, but I feel like he's one of those people that can win this award every week. So, yeah, for as long as he's on TV, I think he's always like he's like LeBron, right? Every year he has a chance to win the MVP award, but we got to give it to other people sometimes. I think
not this year.
That's all. Yeah, no, definitely not this year. Not and
Jokic make the All-Stars.
Yeah, Jokic has been killing it. And,
that's who it is now.
Yeah, but yeah, MJF could win the MVD every single year. Every single week, rather. But so yeah, it's not a bad pick at all.
All right, there it is. That's our AEW week. We appreciate you guys. We will be back next week, so don't forget to continue to tune in as we build up to. I think their next card is the one coming out to my hood, right? Where we're going to try to go again, right? Yep. I think that's the next one, right? Good for them. They're having one every other week. Revolution, not like WWE. So. But with that said, as always, Ryan will spit it out about us. But if you want to catch me, you can get me at my_wrestling_opinion on all your social media. Tune in. I do post about AEW to AEW people, so please get on there. And with me, as always, is
Ryan Enjoys Wrestling on all the social media platforms, so go follow me over there on all of them. We are on X at 2DudesPC. We're on Twitch at 2Dudes_with_attitudes. Instagram at 2Dudes_with_attitudes podcast. And right here on YouTube at 2Dudes_with_attitudes. So go follow us here. Go subscribe. Help us get up the ranks. Help us get in the algorithm. And help us get some damn views. Because our AEW videos always seem to do well. It's WWE that seems to struggle. And you would think it'd be the other way around. But keep us climbing up the ranks on YouTube. And keep subscribing. And then if you're listening to us on Apple and Spotify, we appreciate everyone's love and support. We are in the top 10% of all listened to wrestling podcasts. We want to get into that top 5%, the top 1%. And the way to do that is by subscribing, by leaving us 5-star rankings and reviews, and spreading the word about the best wrestling podcasts out there. And we appreciate everyone's love and support. Help us climb up the ranks. Help us do our thing. Let's make 2026 the year of the dudes.
2 Dudes Wolf Pack. We out.
2 dudes with attitudes. Let's go. 2 dudes and our attitudes ruthless, aggressively speaking, so let's do this. We're Ryan and Denton, they here to get your attention. The 5-star broadcast, start to the ending. Whether it's the E or it's all E. The 2 dudes with the attitudes that bring the heat. Get the point, yeah, it's on time to